Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here on Forza Horizon 2 with a city car build. My vehicle today is the Donkervoort. I have pre-built this car because I was very concerned about the PI. I was fairly confident that this car was going to be too high a PI to use for this. Luckily, it is not quite. If the car goes up into X class, I can't use the rivals mode to time the car, so it doesn't really work for this series. And that's what I was afraid of it would happen with the Donkervoort, but it gets away with it. Only just, but it does get away with it. As far as engines go, well, it has been swapped out to a 3-litre V8 Racing. This is the engine from an Ariel Atom V8. I believe I am correct in saying that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Putting out 775 horsepower, which is an awful lot of power in a car that weighs 1,300 pounds. That's a huge power to weight ratio. Not a huge amount of torque, not as much torque as some other engines, but in a car this light, that's a pretty damn impressive power to weight ratio figures. Also, I've not driven a car with this engine before. I haven't driven the Ariel Atom V8 yet on this game. So never used this engine before, and that should be interesting. As far as aspiration goes, yeah, this has got a twin turbo on it. The aero parts are quite interesting. The front splitter actually fitted on here far better than I expected. When you look at the car without the front splitter, it's a very weird shape at the front of this, but the front splitter works pretty damn well, I have to say. It gets a little bit interesting when we come to the rear spoiler that is mounted to the roll cage. There really isn't anywhere to really mount a spoiler on the back of this car. Also, just noticed the exhaust is at the strangest angle. That is really odd. That's like something TVR would do. It slopes down in the... Okay, sure. Yeah, the wing is in a slightly strange place on this car, but there's nowhere else to really mount a wing on the back of this vehicle. What else have we got? Tyres-wise, well, it comes with the closest to racing tyres that you can get. Not the fattest of tyres. Not the largest of tyres, which gives me some concerns about this car. It is very light and very powerful, and it is a track day car after all. I'm really quite scared of this thing being twitchy. I would like to have much bigger tyres on the back of this car. I fear it could be quite twitchy. I fear it could be very twitchy, in fact. I mean, as you saw, it's incredibly light. We will find out. We will find out with this thing. It will inevitably try to kill me, I think. I'm definitely going to have at least one big crash. If it doesn't try to kill me, it'll be monstrously fast. If I can get one clean lap together, it'll be incredibly quick. It could well go... Uh-oh, no! Oh, blooming Bentley. God damn it, I shouldn't park at the festival. It's just you get killed by all the drivatars. Yeah, it could be very, very quick. I could get one very fast lap out of this car, but it will probably end up in a wall at some point. Now, the track that we use for the city car builds is the Sisteron Citadel circuit, where they have to beat a time set by a Noble M600. The Noble's time was a 56.4, and I'm now going to try and go quicker with the Donkervoort, and I've got 6 laps to do so. Last time out, a BMW M1 went fastest with a 54 something or other. BMW was very, very quick. It was a lovely car to drive, very easy to drive. You could take it up to 260 miles an hour almost, and it was still easy to drive. I don't think I'm going to have such a nice time with this car. I have a sneaky suspicion that this is really not going to be very good to drive. It will be very, very quick, but incredibly tough to control. There we go. Right, okay, here we go in our first track car. Oh god. Okay, we're a little bit sideways into the first corner. It's the twitchiness and over the curbs that could be a bit of a problem. Now, the real challenge with this particular layout over the likes of the 4 to 5 city car build track that I use, this has got hills, this has got crests, it's got bumps, it's got curbs, it's got all sorts of horrible, nasty bits to worry about. And in a car this light and potentially this twitchy, it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be. It's not quite as terrible. Now, I think part of the reason may be down to the fact that this is actually quite a long car, like physical length-wise, which will help a little bit with stability. It's not the widest, though. Certainly not the widest. How do we fare through here? We're not too bad, actually. We're not too bad through there at all. And then booted out the other side. This is going to be a big challenge. Ooh, across the curves a little bit wide. Again, it's not doing quite as crazy a things as I expected. Ooh, that's a big sideways moment. I would like some more rear end. Oh, God. That just a twitch mid-corner there is horrible. Oh, and then we've got to... No, okay, we're going that side of the signpost. We're not going to make that corner. Okay, gentle up the hill. Gentle. There we go. How quick can we go as quickly as that BMW into this corner? Ooh, no, because we go sideways. Okay, we don't have as much rear grip as the M1. However, we can get out of the corners quite well. We do have decent traction in this car. It does help that it is slightly less powerful. And I say that this is we're talking nearly 800 horsepower in this car, and it is probably the least powerful car that I've used. No, wait, the MX-5 would be the least powerful. It's still nowhere near the most powerful vehicle that I've used for this. Oh, good God, that's a big two-wheeled moment. That's not what you want to be doing. We can be quite quick through turn 1. Can we be quick? Oh, that it's that bump. You just hit the bump and it throws you around. That is the downside of having such a light car. If we can, how do we avoid that bump? Could try be slower through there. I mean, we actually have got decent rear end grip when we get going. It's very quick to change direction, this car, which is a good thing at times and a bad thing at other times. It's very easy to kind of overcorrect with this vehicle. We haven't got too much understeer coming out of the hairpins, which is nice. Yeah, it's pretty good on the traction front. It's just the bumps, I think, is what we've got to be very, very careful of. And especially when we're talking about the high speeds. So if we stay out this way, that's much easier, much nicer place to be in this car. Oh, cutting that corner is not a good idea. Not with the sand and gravel. So avoid the curb, Oh, we still... something over there. Oh, that's not a good line. I've got lost on a racetrack. Oh, there we go. I found where I'm going again. There's definitely something there. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe it's the way the road... it's like changes camber from side to side as we go. Whoa, it is very quick. That's nearly 150 miles an hour through that. That's very, very fast up that part of the track. Just looking at the lap times, we have almost beating the Noble. Yeah, I'm not massively surprised that we will beat the Noble. I don't think we're going to go as quick as the M1. I just don't think it's a nice enough car to drive. If we can avoid the bump on this final bit here, so stay wide, there we go, look at that, that was much neater, got a little bit of a slide, then got to be careful about running on that gravel, exactly, I have to be careful of exactly the thing that I just did. It's somewhere through here, yeah, there's a little bit of a bump on the inside of the corner, which is kind of where I want the car to be, but when I hit that, it unsettles us quite a lot. There's another bump, quite a nasty one there. Whee! And then we're sideways over the crest. That's not a good idea. That's not conducive for a good lap time, goddammit. And we're very quick up down here. Brakes are nice. They're not quite as sharp as I expected, actually. Considering how little this car weighs, I was expecting them to be absolutely groundbreaking, but they're not that much better than the BMWs. In all honesty, the M1 wasn't exactly a heavy car either, but yeah, it's not exactly that much, but it certainly gets the job done. It'll get you stopped in a relative hurry. Okay, one more lap to go. One more lap, and this has got to be a good one. Just not throw it away coming into turn 1. There we go. That was much neater. I'm still... that's a little bit overseas. I'm still clipping that gravel, just the line I want to take. That was much better through there. I've got to be very tentative on the throttle through this opening section. Again, take out the planter a little bit. Again, tentative up the hill. No, I was trying to be tentative up the hill. God damn it. Just gets away from you a little bit. And now I'm pushing a little bit too much. Ooh, there we go. That's much nicer, much neater. Still got to be very, very tentative with everything in this car. And then we just take a little too much speed. Wasn't really an ideal line. Just carried a little bit too much speed into the first part of the corner. Now we're going to try and be a little bit neater through here. Can I get a good run out? Just too much, trying to put a bit too much power down. No, no, that's bad. That's bad. And that's quite a bad way to finish a lap. We lost a fair bit of time as we came up to the line. God, once you get this cut, once you've just unsettled it a little bit, it really doesn't want to come back into line. It's quite happy just sitting there and spinning its wheels. But it goes quicker than the Noble, a 55.3, and it wasn't as twitchy as I feared. It's not easy to drive, and certainly over the bumps it's not very nice, but for the rest of the track it was quite good. It was pretty controllable. I didn't spin it out at all, so I would say that that's not as bad as I feared. The Donkervoort may be, and as you would imagine, pretty damn quick getting around this lap. Now it's time to see how quick it goes in a straight line. Or well, kind of a straight line, as we will be going to the motorway. I'm thinking that this is probably not going to do a huge amount over 200. Maybe 215? I mean, it's not the most it's not designed for speed. This car's not designed for straight line speed. It's designed to go around a track as quickly as possible. I think it could struggle getting past sort of 215, 220 maybe. It's not got the most power of the cars that we've seen. It could be quite scary at high speeds. There are a few bumps on the motorway. It could be quite uncontrollable at times. Yeah, this might not be the nicest car I've had to drive down the motorway. It could be quite terrifying, in fact. Right, we will start up here. We'll do fast travel. Now, I may get away with this because it may get to its top speed without having to travel the entire length of the motorway. It could do that, as it's a very quick accelerating car. Is if I hit bumps and crash into traffic, that's what could mess up this run if I'm not very, very careful. And if taking off the rear downforce causes this car to become very oversteery, then we could have some issues. I'm just looking at that 0 to 60, 2.3 seconds. That is crazy fast in this car. Okay, dump off the aero, and it reckons 203. Can we do anything more? I don't think we can do anything more with the gearing. I'm thinking if we do that, just looking at the chart over there, that's not going to make a... That's not... Oh, arse. Yeah, we're going to even struggle with perhaps 200. Okay, so let's rein the gears all the way in. Again, I'm just guessing from the chart there. Okay, rein the gears in, we're looking at 204. Okay. This is not going to be at all the fastest car in a straight line. Is it actually slower than I expected? I thought we would get a little bit more out of it. Whoa! Hello, Fiesta. Cars everywhere! Sorry. Okay. Ooh. Careful now, don't run. Why are you indicating to go that way? There's into oncoming traffic. Never mind. Whoop. Fit into the gap. Right, off we fire. We may not even need to go very far if we can hit 203 miles an hour, 204 miles an hour fairly quickly. Can we do it before we get to the tunnel? No, we can't. We do not have quite the aerodynamic which and we should be able to take these corners here fairly flat out. Or I say fairly flat. There's no real variation in flat out. It's either absolutely flat out or it isn't flat out. Come on, car! Do 204 miles an hour and then we can all go home. No, you're going to stubbornly not do it as we have to go around some more corners. It's quite stable actually. I can weave. No, don't do that. Okay, I was going to show the weaving. I didn't want to have to do it quite like that. I think that was was it a Veneno? It was changing direction quite quickly there. We do have a lot of grip. This is actually a bit better than I thought it would be. I can change direction quite vigorously. I suspect I could still spin it out if I wanted to, but I wouldn't trust a lot of cars to be changing direction like this normally on a speed run, but we are going sort of 30, 40 miles an hour slower than some cars. Woo! There we go. I thought it would let go eventually if we tried that. God damn, it's a shame there was a car in the way. I could probably almost have got away with that one. Yeah, it does have... Oh, there's that sort of dusty, dirty stuff. Don't go on that. It does better than I expected it. I thought I was going into the tunnel bit there. Never mind, that wasn't scary at all. It does pretty well though. I will give it that. It does better than I thought. It's nowhere near as twitchy as I expected. These ultra lightweight cars with high power tends to be. This one is not that bad. Even with all the aero taken off, I can swerve and change lane fairly easily. But we are We still can't get that 204 miles an hour. Come on, there we go, 204. See if we can do any better when we're going downhill. Oh, we're at 205. I pressed the wrong button slightly. We also might as well actually just extend those ratios a little bit. It's in the rev limiter, so if we're going downhill, it's not going to help. Gearing, here we go. Yep, it's very easy to change gear ratios on the fly. It's done all the time. Right, I reckon it's 203. Oh, never mind. We're going downhill, so it should be fine. There we go, 204 miles an hour. Haha! I beat you, telemetry. See? 205. Can we get... Oh, we can get 206 out of it. We're not going to get much more than that, though. We've got one more downhill bit. I'm trying to use as small amount of steering as I can so I don't scrub off any more speed than I absolutely have to. Can we get higher than 206? I really highly doubt it. Down here. 205. Any more? Any more from the Donkervoort? Whoopsie, we're going... I'm so busy looking at the speedo, we nearly ended up off the slip road. No, we're not going to get any more out of this car, but that's not surprising, I don't think. What is surprising is it's nowhere near as bad to drive as I expected. It beat the Noble around the test track, and it didn't have a big crash, unlike a Transit over there. It seems to have gone into the back of it. Oh! They're going again. Little bit of a fender bender going on the motorway. Of all the lanes, you three are all lined up. Oh, never mind. Well, there we go. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.